All right, up, down, sideways. Quarterback edition. Joy's going to tee me up. These are the quarterbacks that have been in the news, talked about in the offseason.
Jimmy Garoppolo, trending up, down, or sideways?
I think Jimmy Garoppolo is trending down. Obviously, the Niners moved up to the number 3 spot. This would be the first, just to show you how rare that is. If the Niners draft a quarterback, and they will with a number 3 pick, first time, history of the league, that a team within 2 years of being in a Super Bowl drafted a quarterback in a top 3 pick. So it is an aggressive move to move off Jimmy Garoppolo.
Tua, trending up, down, or sideways?
Well, I think he's trending down. Now, the good news is the Dolphins moved out of the 3 spot, so he's going to start. But I think there's a reality now that he has the second fewest passing yards in the league for any quarterback that took snaps. They benched him twice in the fourth quarter. And for the first time, there is criticism around Tua, who was mostly adored. He's got a very likable, engaging personality. Now, the good news is, at the number 6 spot, they can get Kyle Pitts, Jalen Waddle, Devontae Smith. They've already added Will Fuller. So they're going to give him every shot, which I actually do think is a sign, is they want to help him. They want to make this as comfortable and easy as possible. So it tells you they're going all in by who they're going to surround him with. They're going to do a lot. I'm told, expect a lot of offensive pieces in the draft.
Jalen Hurts, up, down, or sideways?
A little sideways on this. So they bring in Joe Flacco, who's a totally different style as a backup, saying, hey, we just may bail on this style. Secondly, they haven't surrounded him with anything. Now, they did move out of their draft spot to move back to 12, so they're not going to get a quarterback. So there is some support. But I thought Flacco's a really interesting acquisition. He is not Jalen Hurts. He is the opposite. And they haven't really surrounded him with anything in free agency. So is this all right, we'll give it a run, but we don't truly believe it? I think he's trending sideways.
Sam Darnold, up, down, or sideways? Trending
down. Listen, it really comes down to this, is that any team that trades for Darnold will have to decide on his 5th-year option to pick it up or not by May 3rd. And that's $19 million, just shy of it guaranteed. So that's what it comes down to. If you get him, you got to pay him $19 million, which I don't think is outrageous for a 23-year-old kid. The Jets reportedly are being stubborn, but according to Kimberly Martin, there are teams that wouldn't give more than a 4 for him, which is slander.
Tom Brady, up, down, or sideways?
Tom is perpetually trending up, and I do think what you're seeing, it's very Kevin Durant and LeBron. People are taking pay cuts to play with him. And Tampa's always been one of those places where it's a big city, so you have the allure of the big city with no state tax. It's a reasonably priced market. So I think when you look at the contracts, it speaks well of Tom. People are willing to take pay cuts to play with LeBron, Durant, or Tom.
Russell Wilson, up, down, or sideways?
People would say trending down. I'll go sideways, though, because I really do think the Gerald Everett acquisition at tight end is a real gift. He kind of got lost in the Rams' crowded offensive weaponry, but Gabe Jackson's an upgrade on the offensive line. They also re-signed Chris Carson in their fullback. So we can say what we want, but this is a 12-4 team that is better today offensively on the O-line and at tight end. And they also brought back Carlos Dunlap. So I think they have placated Russell to some degree.
Zach Wilson, up, down, or sideways?
Trending up. I mean, listen, he had a good pro day. I think it's total nonsense. But if you go look at his last year, there's some injury concerns. I would have those. I think he's slight or slender. I have concerns about that. But he did have 43 total touchdowns and 3 picks in his last year at BYU. A lot of Western quarterbacks have done great things in the NFL. He did have a good pro day. So he sounds like, it feels like a lock to the Jets at 2.
Trey Lance, up, down, or sideways?
Well, trending up. Now, there are people that are saying that Mac Jones is a smokescreen and the Niners actually like Trey Lance. Now, to me, Trey Lance is the most impressive quarterback outside of Trevor Lawrence, just in sheer size and strength and mobility. I think Trevor Lawrence is a different category. Trey's hard to take your eyes off of. He had to call protections at the line of scrimmage. It's just a very effortless, easy throw. It's very Justin Herbert. It's a very easy throw. So he's trending up.
Justin Fields, up, down, or sideways?
A little sideways. Now, he's got the most wins in college football, most total touchdowns, 78 of any player. But it's funny. We're hearing Mac Jones talk. We're hearing Trey Lance talk. We know Trevor Lawrence. You're not hearing a ton about Justin Fields. He was inconsistent at college, and Ohio State's never had a great NFL quarterback. I don't take that into account much. But I think it's fair to say he's a little sideways for a kid that talented.
Finally, Mac Jones.
Remarkably, inexplicably trending up. There's a lot of San Francisco rumors, and that's back because the people saying the Niners may draft Mac Jones. Now, he did have the highest completion percentage ever in the history of college football, 77.4%. But you're getting like valid people, like legitimate people close to John Lynch and Kyle Shanahan are saying Mac Jones is the guy. Doesn't have a great body, doesn't have second reaction skills. Mac Jones is the kind of guy that if he plays protected, he's one quarterback. If he's under duress, he's a totally different type of player. That would worry me. Because you're never. I mean, Brady is a complete utter exception. You're not going to have a good offensive line for 10 years. It doesn't work that way. Trent Williams is good, but older for the Niners. And the way they're spending their money on the defensive line and Kittle, they're not going to be able to spend big money on their offensive line. So that's an interesting one for me.
Hi, everybody. Thanks for watching. Subscribe here to get the latest from the show. Also, be sure to check out more of the best clips from The Herd or go watch a few segments from other shows on FS1.